Hello and welcome back to Travel with Us for Life. This week, we take you with us to Puebla, Mexico, a beautiful city in central Mexico, just about an hour drive from Mexico City, the capital. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. What makes Puebla special is that it has more churches and cathedrals than any other city in the world. As a matter of fact, it has a little over 300, so basically one for each day of the year. We spent 7 days in Puebla and visited many of these amazing churches and chapels and put together a list of the 6 most beautiful ones. We will also tell you about 2 really cool activities that you must do when you visit in Puebla. Well, let's get started. Coming in at number 6, we have Temple Compañía de Jesús. Built in 1583 by early missionaries, this beautiful temple was then remodeled and decorated by the master architect José Miguel de Santa María in 1746. José Miguel was heavily influenced by the Baroque styles of the time, as evident by the awe-inspiring altar and the beautifully decorated ceilings. We really like the contrast between the dark columns and the light ceilings. We found it very calming. Number 5, Parotia del Sagrado Corazón. Established in 1535, this is one of the oldest churches in the New World. As a matter of fact, in 1556, for a short while, it acted as a Cathedral of Puebla while the main one was being renovated after the lightning strike. The church was renovated in 1831 when it was transformed to the neoclassic style that we see today. We thought that the soft blue ceilings were a really nice touch. Number 4, Temple of San Francisco. Situated in the oldest part of town, this impressive temple took a whole 225 years to build. Construction began in 1535 and it was finally concluded in 1760. Because of how long it took to complete, many different artists and architects influenced by many different styles worked on the project over the years. And that becomes obvious today on the different styles that transition from Baroque to neoclassical as you move from room to room. It's crazy how vibrant the colors still are on these 400-year-old paintings. Before we continue with the top 6, let us take you on a quick detour that you must take when visiting Puebla. Calle de los Dulces, or Sweet Street. Right in the middle of the city heart, on 6th Oriental Avenue, you'll find this heaven for sweet lovers. Back in 1892, the first sweet store opened up in Puebla, and slowly more and more stores started popping up all around it. Today, 6 blocks and over 50 stores are dedicated just to sweets and desserts. Needless to tell you, we love that street. You can try any dessert you want, you can buy all the sweets you want. Like I said, heaven. Number 3, Parotia de San Jose. The foundation of this amazing church is by all means clouded in mysticism. In 1556, a quarter of the century after the city of Puebla had already been established, the governor attempted to solve through divine intervention the problem caused by the constant lightning strikes that affected the city. A lottery was held between all the known saints at the time, and with San Jose being the winner, a church was built in his honor that he would protect the city from its peril. And ever since, on March 19th every year, celebrations are held for San Jose, patron of the city. Number 2. The Cathedral of Puebla. Built in 1575 to replace the previous and much smaller cathedral, this opulent building will take your breath away as you walk through its beautifully decorated halls and study the colorful frescoes covering the high ceilings. Completed at a cost of $1,000,000 pesos at the time, or the equivalent on today's money of $100 million US, this cathedral was one of the most expensive ever built. In my opinion, worth every penny. You could easily spend several hours touring the 14 different lateral chapels that line the main hall, each one of them uniquely decorated, and some of which could have possibly made this list completely on their own. It's crazy to think that people have been walking down these halls for over 400 years now. And before we get to number 1, another must-do in Puebla. Visit the public library. Established in 1640, this is actually the oldest library in all of the Americas. And in 2005, UNESCO added it to the Memories of the World list. Originally started with 5,000 books, it quickly grew to over 45,000 volumes over the years. Today the actual books are protected and unavailable for reading, but a digital copy of each volume is available online. The library also holds seasonal art collections by local art students. Some of the pieces were really interesting. We had a really good time. And now, what we've all been waiting for. Number 1, Iglesia Santo Domingo. And we have to be honest, it was really close. It could have been any of the last 6, but in our opinion, this was the most beautiful one. This parochial-style church was built between 1571 and 1659. And the amount of detail on every wall and every ceiling was almost overwhelming. Especially in the gold-decorated Virgin de Rosario Chapel, where we needed at least 30 minutes just to be able to take everything in. All in all, Puebla was a wonderful trip. We highly recommend it when you visit Mexico. And remember, if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe so you get more awesome videos like this one.